This is a journey into sound. A journey which along the way will bring to you new color, new dimension, new values, and a new experience.
Welcome to the G-Spot Podcast. I'm your guide, Katie Silcox, bringing you your weekly self-love soundbite. Join us for conversations around sex, spirit, and all things self-care. All things self-care. All things self-care.
This is a journey into sound.
Uno, dos, tres, cuatro.
You are a G-Spot Podcast with Katie Silcox.
Happy summer, lovers. We are in the middle of it. Happy summer solstice. We're on the other side of that gateway and that doorway from spring into summer. And seasonally, this is all about expansion, and everything that was in upward growth is now showing its face to you, right? And so you may have that resonating in you in terms of your own emotional life, right? That can be a fun thing or a not so fun thing to experience. And today we're going to talk about, in the G-Spot, how we can understand the more subtle aspects of ourselves, of our minds, of our emotions, of the outer world through the gateway of what the teachings call the Gunas, which are the qualities of life, the subtle qualities of life. Before we get into it today on this really important teaching from Ayurveda, we are going to have just a quick word from our sponsor, Ahar Ghee. We love these folks. I've been talking about the ghee, the best ghee in the world, for these past couple of episodes. And we have a special promotional code with them. So you guys can check out the link in the show notes, or just directly use the promo code GHEESPOT, GHEESPOT, at the checkout to get a little $5 discount off your order, which is really generous of them. So check that out. And let's get to it. So what are the Gunas? The Gunas are it's called tri-Guna, just as it's called tri-dosha, this tri meaning three. And so Ayurveda, the worldview of Ayurveda, breaks things down a lot of times into threes. And so the understanding is that the subtle world can be viewed through the lens of three different aspects. One called Tamas, which means density, heaviness, darkness. The second is called Rajas, which is movement, change, transformation, passion, chaos. And the third is clarity, Sattva. Sattva means light, clarity, being able to see things from the perspective of the loving and the spiritual. And the clear is a great word for Sattva. And so you have these three things, Tamas, Rajas, and Sattva. And all of us come into this life with a heaping of a mixture of all three of these qualities. And we need them all, right? Each of these qualities has a light side and a dark side, meaning a useful side and a life-affirming side, and another side where maybe it doesn't affirm life, or doesn't affirm our highest goals, or doesn't affirm our heart's deepest longings. And so we can think about that. If you think about Tamas as density, heaviness, cloudiness, if you can imagine a lake, and if it rains really, really hard, sometimes in Virginia lately, it's just been raining like so strong. And if you look into the river or the lake, it'll be all cloudy and you can't see what's in the bottom, right? And so we can liken this to our mind and our emotions. If everything is just really heavy, I actually can't even see what's there. And this can manifest as like a sense of depression or heaviness, a sense of stuckness, a sense of doubt, confusion. These are all tamasic experiences. But the beauty of that same energy is that Tamas is also the thing that creates stability and groundedness. And so our body, especially our nervous system, is always searching for stability, even if that stability is in a pattern that's not so helpful. Our system is always seeking stability. Our system is also seeking evolution and growth and change. And this is the force of Rajas. And rajas means passion. It means that which is red and fiery, that which is transformative, like a flame that can burn through. And right now we are in a very rajasic season. We're in that season of heat, of fire. We're in the summer where when you want to kind of go out and show off your outfits and go to the beach and show off your skin and just be out. And there's so much more daylight, right? And so rajas is this force of doing things, getting things done, change. And then, of course, the last force is sattva, which is about clarity and being able to be tranquil and content and calm and see things as they really are. If we think about that metaphor of the river or the lake, when it's raining, that rain is also going to stir up the waves of the lake. And with a cool, calm day, you can actually see what's at the bottom of a clear lake. And this is the quality of sattva. So obviously all of us are going to want to try to move our consciousness towards more and more clarity, more and more ease, more and more peace, because most of us have quite a bit of that rajas stuff. This rajas is great, right? Rajas is what makes us personalities. Rajas is what makes us interesting. Rajas is what makes us human, which to be human is to be somewhere in between the gods and the devils, right? The saints and the sinners, this realm of the human heart. And that's a rajasic place. And this tendency is very, very beautiful. The trouble happens when we don't have access to our rootedness and our groundedness, and we don't have access to our clarity. And the thing that kind of saps that is something called pranavata or sadaka pitta. So pranavata is like, my nervous system is just kind of running on high. I'm running on hyper alert. I'm always doing things. I'm go, go, go. And then sadaka pitta is this force of intensity in the mind. And so if you combine those two, you've got a hot, hot mess. And we see this in our world. This is aggression, ambition that's disconnected from higher heart, higher purpose, deeper knowing, ambition that's disconnected from the everyone and the pleasure principle. It's also related to blame, right? Blaming other people. It's not my fault, it's yours, right? You are responsible for my dissatisfaction. And so this force, this fiery force, guess what? You're not going to be surprised, but it increases during these summer months. We talk about it as pitta, this force of heat. And we have the most heat at any time in the year, starting July and August. Really, that heat is the highest. And so what does this look like? It looks like you or people around you being more stressed and more intense, getting angry and irritated. These are out of balance summer emotions. A lot of like putting the blame on other people, overly critical, bossy, pointing the finger, or just being an annoying perfectionist to yourself and other people. Taking your anger out on people. In our body, that can look like loose stools, heartburn, acne that's heated or red, heat in the urine. The skin can just feel hot. I know the other day I wasn't feeling angry, but I finished teaching a really long class last night in Ayurveda school. And afterwards I felt so happy, but my face and my head were hot, right? It's summer. I was teaching in the middle of the day at 4:00 where the heat was the highest. And I just went into the bathroom and I poured cold water over my head. And immediately that heat just dissipated. I would never do that in the winter, right? This time also can bring us to a place where we feel like we don't have enough sweetness. And so, we really want to watch that. Staying up late is more tendent during this time of the year, not feeling like you can go to bed until like midnight or sometimes up till 2 a.m. So all of these things are out of balance, rajas and pitta. So how do we bring that it's really vata pitta, right? It's movement and intensity and heat. So how do we bring that into harmony. Well, during this time of the year, think cool and sweet for every life experience. I told my students last night in Ayurveda school, your job is pleasure. Your job is ease. And I know that, you may be like, what are you talking about? I have 2 kids and I work a full-time job. We can still step into that river of ease. It's so fast. We've done a bunch of practices in Lineage of Love and in Ayurveda school about just orienting to your environment, just taking 5 minutes every other hour to just look around the room and to hear life and to see life and to taste life. There's a philosopher, I'm sure you've heard of, Franz Kafka, and he says that he describes orientation so beautifully. He says, you do not need to leave your room. Remain sitting at your table and listen. Do not even listen, simply wait. Do not even wait. Be quite still and solitary. The world will freely offer itself to you to be unmasked. It has no choice. It will roll in ecstasy at your feet. It's just so beautiful. We need to take these moments of quietude and silence to find this divine healing. I know for me, I work a lot of time in front of the computer, and that can really sap this energy. So think cool and sweet for every life experience. Try to take a swim, and if it can be in a body of natural water, even better. But we have a pool at our gym that I try to get into as much as possible out in the fresh air. Eat cooling foods. We've said this before: mint, fennel, cucumber, coconut oil, coconut water. These are all wonderful. Speak and hear sweet nothings to someone. You can spice your food with things right now like cumin and coriander and cardamom. Those are all really great for this time of the year. I know it can be tempting, but right now is probably the worst time of the year to drink a lot of alcohol. If you are drinking, try to go for lighter things, lighter beers, rosé, that type, white wine, heavy red wine, heavy lagers and things like this. You want to have less heavy, more light. Try to look at the moon. Take a moonlit walk as much as possible. You guys know, it's no secret, I'm a huge fan of roses. I buy roses. I use rose essential oil, especially during this time of the year. You want to just avoid hot, spicy foods, hot tubs, and the heat of the day in general. Right now, I'll just throw a teaspoon of fennel seeds in my mouth and chew on those. Those are awesome. And this is the time of year to just relax, be spontaneous, be in nature, and to be that thing Franz Kafka spoke of, to just don't even try, right? Just let reality itself roll into ecstasy at your feet. It sounds so out there, but it's right here available for us. If you have to work long hours in front of the computer, make sure you're getting up and taking some walks. I did a whole podcast, as you know, on coffee. This is a great time of year to take a break from coffee. And I'm a big fan of green tea, but there are other Ayurvedic herbal teas that we've mentioned: Brahmi, ashwagandha, tulsi, turmeric. These are all really, really great ones. It's just a good time to check yourself before you wreck yourself, right? Like, if you are a fiery type, which many of you out there are, to really soften it out and to take stock of what in me, what intensity in me can soften and can lessen. So I hope you've enjoyed this little mini lecture about the Ayurvedic Gunas. We talked mostly about Rajas this time of year, being more Rajasic. And if this is something that is just sparking your interest, I want to share more of it with you. And I do, in a program called Ayurveda School. Level 1, sister. Get your booty in. We've already got 36 awesome ladies signed up, and we do have a limit. So don't wait until January. Get in now. And right now we have a special early bird pricing. It is a year-long studentship with me and with my amazing staff of incredible Ayurveda teachers. And we're really, we pay honor to the traditional Ayurveda, but we're also right there on the cutting edge, new philosophies and theories that are emerging that really are the next iteration of what the ancient people and traditions have known for a really, really long time. And so we're so lucky that we get to play with both of those things, and all of it with a bent towards women and feminine forms and female bodies and women identifying creatures. And so that's our specialty. That's what we do. We love the men. Oh my goodness, nobody loves the men more than Katie Silcox, but this is really where our focus is. So if you're a lady or a lady identifying creature, get your butt in Ayurveda school with us for 2020. And if you want more information about it, we've got some links in the show notes. And if you want to have a one-on-one personal call with one of my amazing staff members, an info coaching call to see if this is the right program for you, let us know. All right, beautiful women and men out there, enjoy your summer, and I'll see you guys soon.
छोटे फूल अपन सूखे छोटे फूल